Um, I'm very pleased to say that the tyranny of my mind is just losing its grip.
Very good.
You know, the things that I took so seriously, of my feelings and my trips, just don't seem to have that power over me.
Very great.
The suffering that I've suffered, just, it's there, but it's not,
Not biting.
Doesn't bite. But.
That's my second book. First one called And Then, and next one called But.
Yeah. There's still this voice going, well, you're doing very well. It's a process going to a certain situation, blah, blah, blah. And I see this.
Yes.
And I see that this is just taking me, I'll go and see Mooji again. I'll continue with my meditation. This is just a trick, and this is still going on. I hope and I presume that sometimes it's going to stop going on. Can you say anything about, the way the mind will continue to do that?
Mind really does nothing without your permission, up to a point. It must at least you cooperate in the beginning to give it a certain amount of your belief and so on. It's not, you can say the mind stops, or you can say that you stop. You stop giving attention to mind. You start to see what it is, that it's not really, it only appears to be great because you've given it great attention, great belief. Gradually you see that most of the stuff that you took to be so important really are not really that important. Eventually see that probably none of it is really important at the level of being. That beingness is not depending on the mind even for cooperation. Something like this. You understand the correct position, that you are the beingness and not mind. Once you see this, then the mind will lose its influence. You will not be hypnotized by its spell anymore. And it's as though basically it simply loses power. And your room is left empty. Spacious, clean, pure and beautiful. Something is taking place with you, some losing of interest in all the stories from mind. What sometimes keep us holding on is a feeling that if everything is drained off, you'll be a completely boring person. You got no stories to tell, nobody wants to talk to you.
I'm finding that lack of interaction. I'm finding I'm less interested in people. It's difficult to express. It feels very different being here, back in Satsang, a space of Satsang, where there's other people who are intent on this. But interaction with people, I'm losing interest. But I think that leaves a bit of a gap somehow as well. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult, I find, to communicate with people normally in the normal spheres of interaction, what's going on.
Yes, trust this. Trust this. Don't worry about this. Trust this. And don't let the mind project where this might be going. The mind knows nowhere about where this is going. This is going into a very beautiful state. Don't be running after friendships. Then when those friendships come in a pure way, even your interactions are really alive. This is really what really fulfilling. An encounter is fulfilling, satisfying, not just noisy, not gossip, not speculation, but really not even communication, communion even. Having a communion of being. This is what your beingness, the frequency it will prefer. It doesn't want to just chit-chat and gossip to pass time because of the fear of being alone or something. No, it's much more advanced than that. So naturally, interest is losing for so many things that had no real value in the first place. Imagined value, not value even. You see? And this is occurring by itself. It's not that you're doing press-ups for it. It's happening by itself, this thinning out of the attraction for what has no real beauty, no nutrition, no vitamins in it at all. You see? More peace, more space for yourself. Then you will begin to encounter beings in a new way, different way. Not people who just want to hang out, but encounters which are really fruitful, nourishing, full of joy and space. Of course, you're going to get some, you cannot predict. Don't overgarden your being. Leave some grasslands. Always leave some space, surprises. No, not everything needs to be tidy. Sometimes a little rough stuff goes on. It's all fine. So like this, if you are feeling now somehow all of this stuff, the noise of those interactions are cooling off, fine. Stay with it. It's good. You don't have a few things left now, if any. Keep melting out like a cloud in the sky. Cloud or no cloud, sky, sky. Wave or no wave, ocean is ocean. Even you will lose the tendency to evaluate yourself. All that also will go.
All that stuff still goes on, but I just don't take it so seriously as I used to.
Well, go one step further. Not don't take it so seriously. Don't take it at all. Don't take it seriously at all. Then it will definitely go. Meaning that it stop registering. It's nothing. Without your interest, all these negativities and stuff, they fade out. They are just living on sponsorship, basically, from you. If you have no interest in something, it quietly goes out of existence. And what space? I think you mentioned, but maybe if everything goes, then there's gap. No, there's no gap. There's no gap for being. Gaps for mind. For being, space. Infinite space. Peace. Joy. Freedom. Silence. Love. Wisdom.
The other's here for some reason, though. The other person, the other being, the reflection.
What about it?
Well, I can sit in the middle of my field where I live all by myself, and it's all right. But there's other people on the planet, and they're here for some reason.
Yeah, to remind you that you are same like them in the heart. Don't reject them. And as such, human beings also help human beings. We're each other's mirrors in a way. You know? What you will learn from another human being, they really will press your buttons sometimes, not even intentionally. Because sometimes what you feel strongly resistant about in someone else is just show you what's happening in you. It's not just outside. Countryside won't help you to do that. Your favorite pet is not going to pull your buttons like that. When you begin to thank life for having your buttons pressed, then you're at the next level. And when you realize there are no buttons, or even the buttons are imagined, the others are imagined, and sweet sailing. That the buttons pressed are merely superficial display, doesn't matter, don't take it so seriously. throw it all in space. Throw everything in space and jump in yourself. Who will jump in the sulfuric acid bath of the being? Not very attractive, huh?
Not put like that.
I don't always use good examples.
Okay, I'll give some space to someone who has a question.
Okay.